witch's cauldron, eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a helper of foil and babble, double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. This poem was by William Shakespeare. Halloween is one of the most popular celebrated holidays in America. Today I'm going to inform you about the superstitions, traditions, and history of Halloween. Halloween means All Hallows Eve, or the night before the All Hallows Miss, also called All Hallows Miss or All Saints or All Souls Day, observed on November 1st in Old English. The word hallow meant sanctify. Roman Catholics and Lutherans used to observe All Hallows Day to honor all saints in heaven, known or unknown. The American version of Halloween holiday celebration owes its origins to the ancient pre-Christian Druidic fire festival called Samhain, celebrated by the Celts in Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. In Ireland, the festival was known as Samhain, the feast of the sun. In Scotland, the celebration was known as Halloween, according to the Irish-English Dictionary, published by the Irish Text Society. Samhain, All Hallowtide, the feast of the dead in pagan and Christian times, signalizing the close of harvest, initiation of winter season. Lasting till May. Fairies were imagined as particularly active at this time of the season. Fairies, also known as snow goddess. The Scottish Gable Dictionary defines it as Hallowtide, the feast of all, the end of summer. The Celtic god of dead were Gwyn ap Nudd for the British and Arn for the Welsh. The Irish do not have the Lord of Death. Most of the customs connected with the day are remnants of the ancient religious beliefs and rituals, first of the Druids and then transcended amongst the Roman Christians who conquered them. One of the traditions still carried on today is pumpkin carving. According to the website, holidayspot.com, the Irish brought the tradition of the jack-o'-lantern to America. But the original jack-o'-lantern was not a pumpkin. The jack-o'-lantern legend goes back 100 years in Irish history. As the history goes, Singing Jack was a miserable drunk who played tricks on his family, friends, and even his mother, and the devil himself. One day, the devil was walking, and Jack came across him and asked him to get an apple from the tree for him. The devil climbed up the tree and put 3 crosses. The Singing Jack put 3 crosses on the tree, and the devil was unable to come down. He told the devil to promise him that he would never let him into hell. So the devil promised him he wouldn't let him into hell, and he took the 3 crosses down, and the devil climbed down the tree. Many years later, when Jack finally died, he went to the pearly gates of heaven and was told by St. Peter that he was too mean and too cruel and had led a miserable and worthless life on earth. So, Jack went down to hell. Jack went down to hell and visited the devil and asked the devil to let him in. And the devil said, I remember the day that I promised you that I would not let you into hell. So, Jack was forever alone in the darkness. Now Jack was scared and had nowhere to go, and he asked the devil how could he see if there was no light. The devil tossed him an ember, and Jack put it into a hollowed-out turnip. Eventually, this was replaced with the pumpkin in America and became the modern jack-o'-lantern. And here are some examples of some jack-o'-lanterns my family carved. Jack-o'-lanterns also play a big role in trick-or-treating. The lights from the pumpkins help steer the trick-or-treaters to the houses who give out candy and other treats. Trick-or-treating is mostly an Irish tradition. The Cultural Encyclopedia of Afterlife states that one of the old Irish peasant practices were known for going door to door to collect money, bread, cake, butter, nuts, apples, etc., in preparation for the festival of St. Columbus Hill. Yet another custom was the begging of soul cakes or offerings for oneself, particularly in exchange for promises of prosperity or protection against bad luck. Since the fairies were out on this night changing the season, like I said earlier in my speech, people would leave an offering of food or milk in their front porch. They did this so they could gain the blessing of the good folk for the coming year. Many of the households would also leave out a dumb supper for the spirits of the departed. Dressing up was something they did as well. According to the Celtic tradition, people who used to celebrate Halloween would dress up as animal costumes. It was a remarkable tradition which marked the end of summer and announced the onset of winter. However, the traditions of wearing animal-like costumes were dropped, and they had better adopted into wearing saints, devils, and angels. They used to wear these kinds of costumes because they want to pay tribute to the spirits of All Souls Day. Eventually, the food turned into candy and tricks. The trick-or-treaters would come to houses, and the owners would do a trick or give them candy. Other traditions made the kids do a trick and dance for their treats. Witches have had a long history with Halloween. According to the book called Extraordinary Origins of Every Day, it says legends of witches gather twice a year when the seasons change. On April 30th, the eve of May Day, and on October 30th, Halloween's Eve. The witches would gather on these nights, arriving on broomsticks to celebrate a party hosted by the devil. Superstitions told of witches casting spells on unsuspecting people, transforming themselves into different forms and causing other magical mischief. Some people thought that if they dressed up as witches or ghosts, they could trick the spirits or witches into thinking that they were witches as well, so they would not get tricks played on themselves. The black cat has been associated with witches. Many superstitions have evolved about cats. It was believed that witches could change into some cats. Some people also believe that cats were the spirits of the dead. Halloween history is one of the religious traditions, sacrifices, and folklore. While it seems strange to understand the motivation of these ancient actions, it is good to know the roots of our current practices of Halloween.